Some measurements. Activity 1. Work in groups and each of you do this activity one by one using your foot as a unit of length. Measure the length and breadth of the classroom. It is possible that while measuring this, you may find some part remain to be measured as it is smaller than your foot. Use a string to measure the length of a part of your foot as you did before. Record your observation in table 10.1. Activity 2. Work in group and each of you use your handspan as a unit to measure the width of a table or a desk in a classroom. Figure 10.5. Here too you may find that you need string lengths equal to your handspan and then fractions of this string length to make the measurement. Record all your observation in table 10.2. We see that measurements means the comparison of an unknown quantity with some known quantity. This known fixed quantity is called a unit. The result of a measure is expressed in two parts. One part is a number, the another part is a unit of the measurement. For an example, if in activity 1 the length of the room is found to be 12 length of your foot, then 12 is the number and foot length is the unit selected for the measurement. Now study all the measurements recorded in table 10.1 and 10.2. Are all the measurements for the room using everybody's foot equal? Are everybody measurement by handspan of the width of the table equal? Perhaps the result could be different as the length of your handspan and that of your friends may not be the same. Similarly, the length of the foot may be slightly different for all students. Therefore, when you tell your measurements using your handspan or length of foot as a unit to others, they will not be able to understand how big the actual length is unless they know the length of your handspan or foot. We see, therefore, that some standard units of measurements are needed that do not change from person to person. Standard units of measurement. In ancient times, the length of a foot, the width of a finger, and the distance of a step were commonly used as different units of measurements. The people of the Indus Valley civilization must have used very good measurements of lengths because we see evidence in excavation of perfectly geometrical constructions. A cubit as a length from elbow to the fingertips was used in ancient Egypt and was also accepted as a unit of length in order to other parts of the world. People also use the foot as a unit of length in different parts of the world. The length of the foot was varied slightly from region to region. People measured a yard of cloth by the distance between the end of the outstretched arm and their chin. The Romans measured with their pace or steps. In ancient India, small length measurements were used were an angle, finger, or a mutti, fist. Even today, we can see flower sellers using their forearm as a unit of length for garlands in many towns of India. Many such body parts continue to be in use as a unit of length when convenient. However, everyone's body parts could be slightly different sizes. This must have caused confusion in measurement. In 1790, the French created a standard unit of measurement called metric system. For the sake of uniformity, scientists all over the world have accepted a set of standard unit of measurements. The system of units now used is known as the International System of Units. The SI unit of length is meter. A meter scale is shown in figure 10.6 also. Also shown in is the 15 centimeter scale in your geometry box. Each meter is divided into 100 equal divisions called centimeter. Each centimeter has 10 equal divisions called millimeter. Thus, 1 meter equal to 100 centimeter, 1 centimeter equal to 10 millimeter. For measuring large distance, meter is not convenient unit. We define a larger unit of length. It is called kilometer. 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meter. Now we can repeat all your measurements activities using a standard scale and measure in SI unit. Before we do that, we do need to know the correct way of measuring lengths and distances. Correct measurement of length. In our daily life, we use various types of measuring device. We use a meter scale. Measuring length. A tailor uses a tape, whereas a cloth merchant uses a meter rod. For measuring the length of an object, you must choose a suitable device. You cannot measure the girth of a tree or the size of your chest using a meter scale. For instance, measuring tape is more suitable for this. For small measurements such as the length of your pencil, you can use a 15 centimeter scale from your geometry box. In taking measurement of a length, you need to take care of the following. Place the scale in contact with the object along its length as shown in figure 10.7. In some scales, the ends may be broken. You may not be able to see the zero mark clearly. Figure 10.8a. In such cases, you should avoid taking measurements from the zero mark of the scale. You can use any other full mark of the scale, say 1.0 centimeter, figure 10.8b. Then you must subtract the reading of this mark from the reading at the other end. For example, in figure 10.8b, the reading at one end is 1.0 centimeter and at the other end it is 14.3 centimeter. Therefore, the length of the object is 14.3 minus 1.0 centimeter equal to 13.3 centimeter. Correct position of the eye is also important for taking measurement. Your eye must be exactly in front of the point where the measurement is to be taken as shown in figure 10.9. Position B is the correct position of the eye. Note that from position B, the reading is 7.5 centimeter. From position A and C, the readings may be different. Activity 3. Measure the height of your classmate using handspan and then by using a meter scale. For this, ask your classmate to stand with his back against a wall. Make a mark on the wall exactly above his head. Now measure the distance from the floor to his mark on the wall with your handspan and then with a meter scale. Let all other students measure this length in similar way. Record all your observation in table 10.3. Study carefully. Results obtained by different students. The result in column 2 may be different from each other as the length of the handspan may be different for different students. Look at the results in column 3 where the measurements are done using a standard scale. The results may be close to each other. Now, but are they exactly equal? If not, why do you think there is a difference? After all, everybody is using the same scale and not different handspans. This could be due to small errors in taking observations. In higher classes, we will learn about the importance of knowing and handling such errors in measurement.